it's an unbelievable, overwhelming dream come true for me and my wife.
Christy, The Cactus Chronicles.
Hi, David and Lynn. My family and I absolutely love the movie, and this question is for both of you. This is Netflix's first live action musical, and I thought it was so creative how you incorporated so many different aspects, not only the musical, from the musical standpoint, but to the animation, from the transition of the scenes from the characters looking like toy-like figures, to the live action scenes and the special effects. So with all that in mind, what was the most difficult scene to film?
Probably you had maybe Make It Work. I would say Make It Work, and Forrest flying. Forrest wanted no parts of that, of those rigs. He didn't trust their rigs. Forrest, I would come there and check on Forrest. And Forrest is a gentle giant. But I mean, them rigs, Forrest was high up in the air. And he's like, what's going on here? Okay, they're gonna, but that was not difficult, but it was just fun messing with Forrest, because I would go in there all the time when he was up in the air. And because I knew his nerve, like, uh-oh, Forrest, I think I see a wire about to snap. He's like, oh. So I would mess with Forrest all the time. But probably those dance numbers. I mean, to do 100 people in a town square, and I mean, it took a lot of time and effort, but it was all worth it.
Yeah, I would say definitely the dance scenes. But something that was new for us was the CGI characters and the animation. I would say when you're going into something unfamiliar, you're a bit nervous about it and nerve-wracking. But the cool thing about it was our imagination was endless, and we kept finding new ways to reveal pieces of the story. The storybook is one of my favorite things, because we wanted to find an element that was very childlike, but that spoke to us as adults as well. So my son and I, we love to watch shorts, and they never are talking. It's always either some type of narration or some type of score. So from that, I wanted to have elements, because you could really take those pieces out and just watch them on their own, and they stand alone on their own as well. So I think trying to understand that world of CGI was a bit difficult at first, but I felt like it was like, oh, we could do anything, because we watch those Disney movies and you don't know how they did it, but they did it, So I think, of course, the dance is the most, but really trying to find a way to merge a story that not only is entertaining for adults, but that kids find intriguing as well. And you bridge that gap to where the adult is in there, like, where we all are enjoying this together. So that, I think that was really important. And we took a lot of time to make sure that the story spoke to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, watching Mary Poppins and Dick Van Dyke, Bert jumped into they jumped into the drawing he was doing on the ground, and they go in the world like, huh? And then when I watched Paddington 2, and I watched all the pop-up books with the bear, I'm like, huh? How did he do that? And so I said, oh, okay, I'm coming for you, Paddington. I'm coming for you, Mary Poppins. And so I wanted to figure out something that would be iconic for this film that we hadn't seen. And I thought, and Lyn came with the idea of the miniature of these miniature wooden characters. And one of the films that I loved was Up. At the beginning of Up, Lyn talked me into going to Up. I'm like, I don't want to go see no anime. She said, we ought to go, Dave. We ought to go. I'm like, I don't want to go this. I said, what do I want to watch this film for? And I sit there. She talked me into it. I sit there. And 5 minutes into it, I'm crying. I'm like, what are they doing in this film? I didn't know I was gonna feel what I felt. And then it reminded me that through animation, through all these things, you could still tug at people's hearts. So the scene when, you know, when Geronicus has got his plan stolen and he's spiraling and his wife falls in his arms and you're like, oh. And so this mixed media got a chance to forward the narrative and touch our hearts in ways that just heighten the whole experience, so. We should
Melissa?
get 5 extra minutes because I'm long-winded and I'm eating in the time. So let's get 5 extra minutes. That's the preacher in me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get that offering up. And the more you inspire is the more the offering. So let's get 5 more minutes of this. I'm gonna try to get short with my answers.